Jungkook started looking at Taehyung, who was talking to Grandma, who was definitely asking about his in-laws, while he was looking at Grandpa with his eyes in his pockets. There was a blank expression on his face. Only then did Yoongi bring the priest. Expect from Miss Min, everyone else's heart was trembling like a leaf. Please start the marriage. At Grandpa's voice, Jungkook started looking at Grandpa in surprise. Jungkook was determined not to fall for any blackmailing from Grandpa and turned toward Taehyung. Taehyung was staring at Priest with a disgusting face. Priest turned toward him, who was looking at him angrily. With his lips raised, the priest frightened. Priest was a boy of about 26 or 27 years old. He got this place after his father. It was the first time he had seen such a bride who was busy staring at the priest, leaving the other behind. Taehyung, you married to John Jungkook, son of John. Do you accept this marriage? The priest asked him in a loud voice. They was looking at the priest in surprise. Repeat the name of the groom once again. They spoke in a sharp tone, on which he was startled and said, John Jungkook. Hey, are you crazy? You're saying the wrong name. They shouted in surprise. The name is absolutely correct, my son. At Taehyung's request, they left the priest and looked at his father in surprise. There was a clear expression of shock on their face. What do you mean, Dad? They said angrily, coming toward him. Taehyung took a deep breath and looked at Grandpa. He knew that his son was so stubborn. He had never been accepted this, but he had done this difficult thing for Grandpa. Now he was not able to understand what to do to make Taehyung accept this. I will marry this boy. How did you guys even think about it? Jungkook had spoke to Grandpa in a strict tone with great anger, on which Taehyung without suddenly appearing in front of him. Oh, you old man, who told you that I would marry you? If you were the only man in the world, Dr. Taehyung would never give you the status of be his groom. They had already surprised everyone by speaking in a very loud voice. Everyone was looking at two of them standing face to face. Jungkook was looking at the boy very angrily. Shut up, Taehyung. You also listen carefully. I consider it a disgrace to marry a boy like you, who is rude and lacking manners, who has neither the manners to speak to anyone. He clenched his fist and spoke very angrily. Taehyung searched around very angrily as if he was searching for something to kill Jungkook, but he was not unsuccessful. They come to the waiter and grabbed the small pipe from his hand, while Jungkook kept looking at him with mocking eyes, while his hand was on his pants pocket. Taehyung and Grandpa come closer to them with anxiety, while the daughters out of the house, including the Miss Jeon, were looking at them in surprise. In fact, Joo and Jeho were making the videos of two of them, and the guests who were coming to the house, their condition becomes strange, seeing the unique bride and groom of the world. I am a doctor. I didn't become a doctor by any bribe. You're old. You're also a father of a daughter. You're an oldie with 2 marriages. I respect my father. Otherwise, I would have tore your head off by now. They spoke while shaking his head and sniffing, while they are once again embarrassed in front of everyone by his son's language. Jungkook, listen to me, Grandpa said. Grandpa, even if your grandson agree, I won't agree. What a good great father you are, marrying your own grandson to him. If you were my relative, you would have found my match. They sniffed his neck, kept his hand on his breast, staring at Jungkook, and spoke to Grandpa. Taehyung grit his teeth and stared at his son. You? Jungkook moved forward with a great anger when they suddenly raised his hand with a stick. When Hoon came quickly between the two of them. Please stop the show. Accept it for sake of me, or sake of father. Hoon stood in front of him and said, I can marry this priest, but with him? No. They pointed at the priest and spoke with arrogance. Now it was the priest's turn to go into shock. Everyone was looking at Jungkook and Taehyung. Jungkook smiled slightly, seeing the priest's tension condition, who was adjusting his collar. Grandpa, I want him to get his best. And if you think the priest is the best, then you can marry him. To him, no problem. Anyway, he's the same of our Taehyung's age. Jungkook chewed every word and spoke, which had dried Taehyung's blood. Grandpa stared at Taehyung, who was looking at him with eyes. Jungkook, be serious. Mr. Min spoke seriously. Uncle, by God, I'm serious. You should ask your nephew. If he is serious about marrying, they tied his grip on the stake and looked at Jungkook with a glare. If only they had forgive one blood, they wouldn't let this man take another breath. They was left thinking with burning heart. While Jiho and Joho was in a great mood with laugh, they were standing on one side. Both of them were not seen laughing to anyone, otherwise Jungkook would have broken their teeth by now. Jungkook, look at the situation and understand. It is a marriage. It doesn't happen. It will be a great insult. Please, honor this marriage, Yoongi explained in a low tone, placing his hand on his shoulder. But how? How could he marry such a young boy than him in such a bad attitude? Anyway, 2 experiences were enough for him. Now there was no more space. I wish someone could understand me too. He was left thinking. The priest bowed his head and they sighed. Look, how this shameless person is being shy, and I am dying here to marry him. Deong, come here for a minute and listen to me, Grandpa said on one side while Deong heard a voice. Deong, who nodded his head to him. As Grandpa was talking, a worried expression was spreading on Deong's face. Jungle looked at Grandpa seriously. What should I do? What are they hatching now? Jungkook said, confused. May God bless my father. Where I am stuck. I wish I had known earlier. I could have accepted the greatest date. Miss Main was sitting on the sofa looking at Jungkook. Everyone else were worried except Jiho and Jiho. They were enjoying the situation a lot. While sitting, Nuri suddenly saw Hun, who didn't what he's saying to them. The appearance of those two siblings were very similar to each other. Only Hun's hair was curly and Taehyung was straight. He was a very smart boy. Nuri heart was down to him as soon as she saw him. She didn't know why, but she was a beautiful young boy. Jungkook, I'm asking you the last time. Are you going to get married or not? Grandpa asked him angrily, coming toward him. I didn't accept this marriage. He stood there and said very calmly, I don't accept you. I didn't know what you were thinking of yourself, he said while placing his hand on his vest while he was looking at Grandpa with mocked eyes. John, call Mr. Kang and bring his son, Kai, for marriage. I will marry thee to his son Kai right now. Grandpa's word had silenced Jungkook's step as he moved forward. Jungkook turned to Grandpa in surprise. That was unclear in his eyes. Miss John was pursed his lips, sometimes looked at his father, sometimes at his son. John, you didn't hear what I said, Grandpa said, glaring at Mr. John, who was standing silently, while everyone else was staring at Grandpa with wide eyes like Jungkook. Who is he now? Why doesn't anyone take my words seriously? Oh my god, what kind of trouble had been I'm fallen now. They start muttering, I'm not going to marry anyone. Don't talk about my marriage. Forgive me. Dad, give me a ticket. I don't want to stay here anymore. They spoke very angrily, on which the young dad gave him a glare. Yeah, I will call, Mr. John said, looking at Jungkook. No.